Of good millstone, all praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kakadash, Shalom to the Hebrew Israelites, Zechariah, native Charlie, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, as well as bloodline who are still placed together according to the book of Jeremiah 50:33, but to whom shall they belong, the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the giving of the law, the promises, okay, the service of God, and the book of, according to the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 4, Ecclesiastes 10:7, I have seen servants upon horses and princes working as servants upon the earth, KJV 16:11.
Should be added onto you. So the thing that you desire to have for family, kids, wealth, that's going to eventually come, but you have to put the Lord first. And the thing is, Jake wants a shortcut. Jake want to live in the kingdom now and cross over to the kingdom of heaven. Right now, we're meant to suffer. And with the current world force, we're going to be in peace. And the suffering going to go away, and we're going to live in prosperity. But this first kingdom has to go down first. Verse 34, take therefore no thought for the morrow should take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. 1 Corinthians 6:19, what? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, which is in you, which ye have of the Most High, and ye are not your own. So we don't belong to ourselves. Therefore, our full attention must go to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So we are the property of Yahushua. Therefore, we do not belong to ourselves. So we must put the will of the Lord first. Now, verse 20, or ye were bought with a price. Now, how were we bought with a price? Through the blood of Yahushua, and Yahushua going on the cross and suffering for Israel. So now we belong to Yahushua, and we don't belong to Yahushua. And we belong to Yahushua. So we have to serve Yahushua and do the thing that is pleasing unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And it says, therefore, glorify Yahweh in your body and your spirit, which are Yahweh's. There you go. And last, Romans 13:11. And that knowing the time, that now is it high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. So it's time to wake the hell up. Drink that spiritual coffee, which is the scriptures. Verse 12, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. The armor of light is the scriptures. I mean, you got to have your face in the scriptures. You got to constantly be rehearsing the scriptures in your mind. And it says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. But put ye on the Lord Yahushua, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. So you have to fight these lusts that are distracting you. And tend unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So Lord willing, this video was edifying. I'm going to say called Lion Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, B'Shem Kakadash. Shalom.
Keep it a little bit, short, because it will not be, it's a little bit text, so don't mind, please. Okay. By Jacob Christian, It's a Wonderful Life, which this movie is also available in the German tongue. Okay. Charlie Brown is a movie that follows the perspectives of three characters from very widely different viewpoints as they go about their day-to-day lives in Montreal during the 80s. The disco-themed musical-turned-feature film was directed by Stephen Hillenburg and starred Robin Williams, James Dean, and the annoying Orange. It premiered this spring at the Braxton Hicks International Film Festival, winning the J.D. Power Award for the best SUV, with a sunroof. I, however, didn't get the opportunity to attend the festival, which these SUVs, are basically the trend right now. And only was able to see this movie in theaters this past November. There's nothing bad about SUVs, the movie follows the perspective of three different characters with one time clocking in at 4 hours and 45 minutes. This movie is more three separate movies that switch back and forth at random. The first plot line follows James Dean's character, Michael Scott, who is an incredibly charming regional manager of Pennsylvania-based paper company. Of a Pennsylvania-based paper company, on his way to visit his mother for Christmas, but gets waylaid by a crew of incredibly rough and tumble dance-fighting teenagers. Okay. Yeah, which James Dean is a really good actor. Okay, I believe. Follows Robin Williams' character Jessica Collins, who is the 45-year-old single mother of two boys. This plotline is the darkest and clashes dimically with the rest of the movie. It deals with themes of depression, poverty, and the liberal agenda. Okay, the third plot line follows the perspective of Detective Clementine, a loose cannon police officer that never plays by the law, by the book, I mean. Okay, in the story, Detective Clementine is working on stopping the gang violence and ridding Montreal of its incredibly dangerous dance-fighting crime ring. This plotline deals with teams of epic dudes walking away from explosions with sunglasses on and not looking back. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really like this movie very much, but I can appreciate what it was trying to do. I think that it could be an enjoyable experience for people, but it just felt like it squandered a lot of its potential. One of the main issues I had with the movie was the one time. It's just too long. I got really bored whenever there wasn't an explosion on the screen to distract my short millennial attention span, and that really soured the experience for me. Another problem I had was the fact that they really oversimplified the Montreal dance fighting crisis of 1984. The movie really painted the dance fighters as heartless monsters who didn't have regard for human life and glossed over the fact that the Mounties gave all the dance fighters blankets that were infected by smallpox and then sent them to live on reservations in New Mexico. Lately, and most importantly, I feel that the main issue this film had was a lack of continuity. The writing really lacked an overall pacing and tone, and I feel that this is mostly because the script was written by a 10th grade creative writing class during a collaborative fiction unit. That being said, there was a few things I really did like about the movie. First of all, I think that it had a lot of very interesting ideas that caught my attention near the start. I really liked how they filmed the whole movie from a second-person perspective. It was really interesting concept. I just think that it wasn't the right sort of film to attempt it on. Another thing I really liked was the stark contrast between the animated food and the live action characters. Okay, it had a lot of potentials to lead to Sene misadventures and classic food based hijinks. Okay, thirdly, I think that Robin Williams okay. Yeah. Really knocked his performance out of the park. Every single one of these lines was oozing with character, and I never once felt that I was watching an actor playing a character, but a real person who was dealing with the very serious issue of Canadian dance fighting. The cinematography of this movie was probably the most interesting part of the whole film. This movie was shot entirely in second-person perspective, and it led to some very interesting shots. The usage of inverted colors in the Jessica Collins plotline really left a strong impression on me and served to help me understand her plight. I also think that filming the whole thing on a Nintendo DSi was a really bold choice and might inspire aspiring filmmakers to expand on the idea. As you can see, this is a really creative person, I believe. Okay, so really, overall, I think that this movie had a lot of potential, but squandered it. It was largely due to a lack of cool explosions and love triangles. The lack of love triangles especially is unacceptable given the budget of $200 million and a ball of lint. Despite that, I really enjoyed my experience watching it, and still recommend if you are looking for something to watch on a rainy Tuesday. Yeah, which it rains actually right now, but it's not Tuesday, and I don't watch it. Okay, what I watch is It's a Wonderful Life. Okay, with James Dean. Yeah. Okay. James. Oh, so really, I want you to look or to watch. It's a Wonderful Life by James Stewart. Okay, because I think it's a spiritual coffee. Just like the title. Okay, spiritual coffee. I saw that from the Borders video, and I was like, this is really a interesting term. Like I still remember when Apostle Tahar, the beloved elder Apostle Tahar, said, "Don't drink coffee at all if you can." Okay, yeah. With me, if I don't drink coffee at work, I actually really uh, sleep. Okay, that is because I got certain psychological problems, and I can go to work, which is a good thing. I love to work because it reminds me how simple I am, or I have to be, and how I want to see myself, because I overthink things, right? Um, so it gives me a lot in my West life. It gives me actually, without having a work, I feel like I'm nothing worth, which this just adds to my depressions or to my, overthinking. This is what I experience. I can talk for anybody, but for me. Okay. So what he said was, stop with the coffee, and I don't have anything at the moment that is as cheap as coffee. Okay, that gives me a little kick. Not every day, really, trust me. I don't take coffee to work every day. Sometimes I do it because I was sleeping like maybe even 2 hours less than I usually should. Okay, it's not that I want to do it. Trust me. Okay. Yeah, but you know, as long as I don't risk the job, it's nothing too bad. Okay, it's nothing that you have to, you know. Oh, he risked his work because of sleeping not long enough. Bruh. Okay, which I don't say bruh. Okay, which this is a bad word. Okay, it's not how you move. Okay, but when I say that, I mean those dudes who think that, okay, who would say the same thing, and I just say it. Not really bra, okay, just for them, so they can know that, I just said it for them. So this is James 1 and 12. Blessed is the man that endured temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord had promised to them that love him. Yeah, and you can see it for what it is when it comes to me, man. Okay, I try to be at work as you know as soon as possible. I'm actually the first one sometimes at work. Okay, sometimes I'm even 1 hour, or oftentimes I'm 1 hour before actually my work starts at the work, to do some things, to chill a little bit. You maybe have rooms in your working place where you can chill, or where you can use Wi-Fi, who knows, okay? Depends on how good you are with the chief of that company or the upper colleagues, okay? Who knows, okay? But what is it really what I want to do with being 1 hour or a half hour earlier in my job than I have to? Not that I do it every time, okay? I'm like a little bit flexible, but oftentimes I did it, okay? And oftentimes I do it. The reason is, you know, I calculate, like I'm flexible, right? So I calculate how long does it take for me to go to work, and then I calculate how long does it take for me to do my morning routine, right? That's the only thing what I do. I don't have some special plan or some special way to work. No, I just calculate. Okay, I just do. I just you know, I just look how long does that take by experience. You know, I give it like 2, 3, 4, 5 days, even weeks, even months. Okay, how long does it really take for me to do my routine in the morning? How long does it really take, this and that, to go to work? Okay, yeah, and that's in the end the conclusion right there. Okay, of yeah, of it all. Yeah, so your main goal should be to reach work, and if you reach work, you can reach money. By reaching money, you can reach having a little bit more quality in life, depending on what you do and what you are. Okay, I know people that have psychological problems, they maybe cannot go to work. I'm actually one of this kind of person, but you know, it's not like I let it win over me. Okay, and I believe that's Yahweh Hashem Shai right there, because trust me, I wouldn't be in my work if Yahweh Hashem Shai wouldn't have some some protection over me. This is 1 Corinthians 15:58, KJV of course. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. Khan. Okay, so I know it for myself. Some days I'm on an appointment after work even, for example, and you know, I come home late, okay, waking up in the morning, doing good. And why? Not because I was sleeping 1 hour longer than the day before or the week before, but because I felt as if, you know, this is needed. Okay, I need to be a little bit on the move, you know, a little bit here and there. Yeah, okay, to the spirit. Sometimes I really, you know, I actually feel better when I sleep 1 hour less. I would say, but it depends on the general situation. Okay, because let's be honest, you sleep more than you need actually. Okay, the obvious reason is you sleep more than you need. You pretend that you sleep not enough, but you know that you sleep too much, especially on the weekend, and that's, you know, and that's what I mean. Okay, sometimes I feel even better sleeping okay, not as much as my body says. Okay, like, oh yeah, you know, it's 6 o'clock in the morning a.m. Okay, sleep 1 hour longer, nobody will care, you know, and you need it, you know, your body says like you need it, you need that 1 hour more. And the truth to the matter is, if it's the time that your body really needs, you don't need that hour more. And you're even doing better, doing your breakfast. You eat a little bit better. You do a little bit better. Okay, you maybe brush your teeth 1 time more. Okay, for example, I try to eat no sugar at all. Okay, to attack basically my teeth situation, which I don't have a bad teeth situation, but just a what you call it? Yeah, basically a prevention, okay, of having, and you know it when your teeth hurt. That's just a sign that you was eating too much sugar. Okay, so keep that in mind. That sugar is, if you experience one thing, then that sugar directly answers you if you eat it, okay, or if you drink it. I don't know anything that answers you that directly as sugar, okay? Maybe, I don't know, fat, calories, I don't know. But sugar, when it comes to the teeth, I would say is of course the main thing, right? What you want to do is brushing your teeth. Should you do it 3, 2, or 1 time? That's on you. But do you have to do it? Do you have to be with more anger against yourself if you do it 1 time less? Yes. Can eating less sugar or looking what has sugar in it or not change that? Yes. Okay, that's just my experience. I also received the 2 studies that I was reading. Okay, sugar is good, but for me, I also have my my things that I shouldn't do too much. Okay, but with sugar, I don't like to do that. Therefore, when I see ketchup, I just think of sugar. It's not ketchup, it's sugar. Trust me. And I'm eating really no sugar at all. And how I see that is, if I see ketchup, okay, my mind already says this will hurt you, man. Okay, because my teeth are not even used to sugar anymore, really. Okay, sorry, but it is what it is. Okay, and how do I know that? It's like I said. Okay, if I see ketchup, my teeth start to hurt already. Okay, that's just what I experienced. Sometimes, but don't think that I don't eat it. Okay, there are actually times when I just say like, okay, give me that ketchup. Okay, or I see it and I take it. Okay, so it's not like I'm overly, overdoing anything, right? Really, that's not what I am. But I just found out that it's really interesting. Okay, that first my brain says, oh, that's ketchup. That's your main enemy, right? For example, I have other enemies, but ketchup is one of the main enemies. Okay. Yes. So 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Yeah, and this is what you have to remember all the time. That doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how much videos you do, how when you came into the truth and you have, like, compared to another brother, you have like, okay, 2000 more camp videos. Okay, it's not too much about that. Okay, it's more being busy and keeping priorities, which the first priority is always this truth in Yahweh Shem Shai and the brotherhood. Okay, even if you sometimes you feel you are really outside of the brotherhood, even if you aren't. Okay, it can be the distance, can be other things. Okay, but as long as as you making sure that you're living peaceably, that's the main thing. Living, being not a hypocrite, I believe that's the main thing. Okay, being honest, being not a hypocrite, and doing the work. Okay, for the Lord, first and foremost, doing yours also. Okay, always asking and communicating with the church. That's what I believe. Okay, if you communicate, then there should be nothing wrong. Okay. This is Isaiah 40 and 31. You know, like some brothers are, live in a different country and stuff. Isaiah 40 and 31. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mourn. Mount up, Slakia. Slakia. Verse 31 again. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Okay. Yeah, of course the heathens will mourn, but okay, we're talking about the Israelites, the 144k. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run. Okay, the eagle is nothing bad just because you have Esau, Edom being the eagle, okay, or America in general. Okay, stop with that bullshit, you people out there, man. Okay, you're using one animal. Okay, I just talk about animals in this situation. Okay, and you making it a complete joke when animals are just animals. Okay, and they are used in different aspects, not just the one negative aspect. Okay, but trust me, if people say they are goaded, okay, trust me, this might be a little bit corrupt, that term right there. Okay, they shall mount up with wings as eagles, they shall run and not be weary, they shall walk and not be faint. Okay, yeah, Satan is the main goat. Okay, so goaded is a little bit tricky. Okay, but goats are beautiful animals. You bugged out people out there, man. You don't know how beautiful goats can be, man. How yeah, how good they can just be what they are, man. Okay, compared to you people making everything a perverse thing. Deuteronomy 31 and 6. Be strong and of good courage. Okay, in this case Satan, of course. Okay, because Satan is not the creator of the goat. Okay, it's Yahweh Hashem El Shai, but he's again perverting the goat. Good courage, fear not, nor be afraid of them, for the Lord thy God, he it is that doeth go with thee, he will not fail thee nor forsake thee. Yeah, and this is basically what you have to read. You have a lot of things going on in this time. Okay, you have a lot of things going on in 2026, but even this year it will start to get really dangerous also. Okay, you see it with the people, they are somewhat angry, man. Okay, people are somewhat angry. Okay, but trust me, they're not really angry against you. They're just angry that they have demons on them. So with that, all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Shai, Hashem, Kakadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Good Millstone.